Graves, Quartermaster First Class, United States Navy, retired. It was, I think it was June '86 when I went into the Navy recruiter's office. And I was graduating high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to school, but you know, I was a basketball player in high school, and I didn't know what I just, you know, I was confused about everything. So a friend of mine said he was going in the Navy, and I said, why not? Let me go try this out too. So we went down there. I took the little test. They said I qualified for radioman, OS, or I could do this new thing called be a deck seaman and just join the Navy, and then you can choose your job as you go through if you're not sure what you want to do. So I said, oh, that sounds really good. I think I'll choose my job once I get out there to see how it is. Yeah. But I think that was a mistake because once you get to the ship, you know, being a deck seaman, you have to scrub the ship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, deck seamen were scrubbing the ship and chipping paint, chipping rust, and if there was a society on the ship, deck seamen would be the lowest on the society scale, or however you want to see it. But anyway, but after a while, you know, after I got through that, it was pretty good. It was a hard one because I was a mama's boy, and once I got there, the third week, I remember calling my mom saying that I wanted to come home. I mean, it was cool. I was learning stuff, but I was in Great Lakes, and I'm from Florida. It was snowing. I'll never forget, like that third week, we were going to Chow, and it just started snowing so hard. By the time we got out of Chow, the snow was all the way up to my kneecap, and it was like I just had never seen anything like that. But I was really homesick. But after like that 6th week, once I got to well, it's some kind of week, they call it training week, or when you have to go to work somewhere, you have to work somewhere else. I knew that I would make it then, because then I was no longer homesick and I was ready to go. My first assignment was Yokosuka, Japan, on board the USS Reeves. That was my first ship, so I didn't know what life was, you know, compared to. But after, you know, getting to the end of my career, it was a good ship. A lot of people say Navy food is horrible, but it was great.
It was good? It
was really good. I mean, we had everything that everybody eats. I mean, we had seafood night, we had taco night, we had Italian night when they cooked every, you know, veal with spaghetti and everything. It was really good. I mean, food was excellent. Wow. And the sleeping arrangements, I didn't like the, you know, you don't really have any privacy, but of course you wouldn't have any privacy on a ship that small, but even on a large ship. But it was nice. It was nice. We had, all the spaces were air conditioned, so it was great. Yeah. The living part was great, and you got to take a shower. Only time it got really bad was when you had to, when they had to consume cold water because maybe a pipe was broke and you couldn't take a shower for a day or two, or if they ran out of milk or coffee or something like that, people would be edgy. Back then, not like today, we didn't have internet. Right. But there was strictly mail, and the mail system was pretty good because they made sure that was a priority. At least on every ship I've been on, most captains made sure that, you know, people got their mail. That was a priority. Okay. Matter of fact, whenever we did unreps, mail would be one of the first things to come across. My first job, like I said, was I was a deck seaman. And I will never forget my first task was to paint the side of the ship. And I had never been, I probably painted my room once. And they told me about the roll on and roll off, and you know what it means to go one way and all this stuff, and I was trying to remember all this stuff, and at the same time they told me I had to go over the side of the ship in this thing called a bosun chair. Sometimes people would get on it while the ship was moving, but at this time it wasn't moving. But when you would look down and you could still see the water and everything was right there. But I got over the side and I was getting ready to get in the chair, and they were handing me the bucket of paint, and I looked down and I had the bucket of paint, and I lost my balance, and I just threw the bucket of paint over, and they pulled me up, and I never went. They sent me mess cranking. Mess cranking?
Yeah.
That's the point. Everybody has to do it, except officers. All enlisted people, no matter when you come aboard a ship, you have to go mess cranking. You have to do your time to service the ship. It's sort of like that. You mess. What I had to do is I went on the what is it called, the galley, and I had to help prepare the food, serve the food, clean the kitchen, clean all the plates. We had whatever was called for, or you would be one of the people that stayed up, had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and pull all the food out for the cook for that day. And then at one point, it just it was horrible, really. It's a messy time because you get treated really bad. You get treated, not bad, but you get treated like you're nothing. But it builds character too. You know, once it's all over and you get through that. A lot of the things that I think I learned in the Navy is that you can't, if you're always on the top, how are you going to ever lead somebody that's on the bottom? Yeah, I mean, I just feel I wouldn't know how to be a leader if I hadn't been at the bottom, because you need to know what you need to at least understand what those people are thinking too, so that anyway, yeah. But the Navy is good about that, teaching you leadership skills. After I left mess cranking, I had completed all my booklets and everything to go to strike out, and I wanted to be a signalman.
Okay.
So I struck out of deck and I became a signalman, and they sent me up there and I worked with them, and then I took the 3rd class test and passed it and made 3rd class. That was all up in my first 18 months of being in the Navy.
Wow.
18 months of being in the Navy. I made 3rd class, and I went up to the signal bridge and I started doing signals and all that stuff, and flashing light, semaphore and all that. And that was my next job working. I can't remember his name. I want to say Senior Chief Jones. I can't remember his name. Real nice guy.
Okay.
Taught me a whole lot. In the 1st class up there, Stevenson. I remember him. Yeah, that was nice. After there, I transferred to the USS Mauna Kea. That was an AE.
Okay.
That was an ammunition ship. We supplied ships like the cruisers with ammunitions and and all that kind of stuff. For me, there was no transition. I mean, it was because the job was still the same. It was just different people and a different type ship, and the job remained the same, except on an AE you really learn more about the signalman rating, because AEs do replenishments all day long, every day. And with signalmen, if you have been on the ship, you would know that a signalman, we're the first ones that start out the replenishing process by, putting up flags, letting them know what we're doing, because that's how that's how it was done. After the ammunition ship, where did I go? After the Mauna Kea, I went to Alameda. I was working at, I think it's SEMA. And back then, I don't know if they still even have this, but that would be a place where you would just do whatever the base needed you to do.
Okay.
It was a general billet. You had to do whatever you needed to do there. And I stayed there for like 4 months and then asked to leave, and I went to what is it? It's on this paper. Naval Postgraduate School.
Okay.
I'm down in Monterey, California. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a Naval Postgraduate School, all the officers are commissioned officers will go there to get their their graduate's degree, and we were just there for support. But the city, it was beautiful there. The Carmel, it was just beautiful there. It's really nice. That was a good duty station. Recruiting. It was hard.
Was it difficult?
Yeah, but worth it. Well, what happened? Well, once I got there and I got to talking, first I was working in the leads department. Then they sent me, after everybody got to know me, they really felt like I could do better in colleges. So I became a 2-year college coordinator, and I did do good because I got Sailor of the Year from one of my recruiting. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I did pretty good there. I left California, came here to DC, and I was working at the Navy Yard. I knew about the Navy Memorial, but I had never visited the Navy Memorial while I was on active duty. Yeah, shame on me. But once how I ended up here working here after I retired, because that was my last duty station on active duty. That was 20 years.
Wow.
But I did a lot of time in recruiting. So
yeah.
Fantastic. So when I got ready to get out, I worked for EDS for a little while because they really focus on military people, to get on their staff.
Right.
So once I got out making really good money, yes I was, but it was too far out. Then a guy that worked at Navy Yard asked Paige to talk to me that because I did the same thing for the Navy when I was the head events coordinator over there at the Navy Yard, and so of course they said, well, we need an event coordinator here, so that's how I got the